What's up, everyone? Today we're gonna look at the history of
Japan is an island
Japan.
by the sea filled with volcanoes, and it's in the year negative a billion. Japan might not have been here. In the year negative 40,000, it was here, and you could walk to it, and some people walked to it. Then it got warmer, some icebergs melted.
Okay, just fun fact: my parent, no, not my parent, my ancestor actually came from China too. But that's a lot of like Asian from China actually went around the world. Like for example, this ancient people they actually travel from China to Japan, and that's how they become Japanese. And my parent, not my parent, my ancestor actually came from China to Malaysia. So now I'm a Malaysian. I'm a third generation Malaysian.
That it became an island, and now there's lots of trees because it's warmer.
Trees.
So now there's people on the island. They're basically sort of hanging out in between the mountains, eating nuts off trees, and using the latest technology, like stones and bowls. Ding dong, it's the outside world, and they have technology from the future, like really good metal and crazy rice farms. Now you can make a lot of rice really, really quickly. That means
like
if
rice.
you own the farm, you own a lot of food, which is something everybody needs to survive. So that makes you king. Rice farming and rice kingdoms spread across the land, all the way to here. The most important kingdoms were here, 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 here.
Wait. So we have Hai. There's a place called Hai. Okay, and we have Chikushi, Izuno, Kibi, Koshi. That's a easy
This
name.
one was the most
Yamato.
important, ruled by a heavenly superperson.
I like the place called Hai.
Knock knock, get the door. It's
I
religion.
think Hai
The
is
new
the
prince
place
wants
is right
everyone
now
to
it's
try
called
this
Hokkaido, if I'm not
religion
mistaken.
From Biekt. Please try this religion, he said. No, said everybody. Try it, he said. No, said everybody again, quieter this time. And so the religion was put into place, and all the rules
Buddhism,
that came
okay.
with it. Then the government was taken over by another clique, and they made some reforms, like making the government govern more, and making the government more like China's government, which is a government that governs more. Hi, China, they said. Hi, dipshit, said China. Can you call us something else other than dipshit, said Japan. Like what, said China. How about Sunrise Land, said Japan.
Okay. Oh, so
stole China's alphabet
Nihon
from a
is
book
actually
about themselves,
sunrise.
and then they
I
made lots
know
of poetry and
their what do you call that? Their flag is a sun, but I
Another
didn't
book
know
about
that
themselves. Then they
Nihon is
stopped
actually
moving the capital
sunrise
every time
land.
the emperor died and kept it in one place for a while, right here. And they
Kyoto.
conquered
This
the
is
north
Kyoto.
finally,
Okay,
took
I
that squared
kind of
away.
remember
A
that.
rich hipster named Kukai is bored with modern Buddhism, visits China, and learns a better version, which is more
Wait.
visits
Sorry.
China and learns
Come
a
again.
better version.
So this monk actually went to China to learn about Buddhism. But if I'm not mistaken, Buddhism is actually came from India. And do you know that the story of Journey to the West, where a monk is actually went to India to kind of learn the real Buddhism and actually travel back and teach China about it? And so this guy is like kind of like a second-hand Buddhism where they learn from China and then they travel back to Japan. Okay,
Which is more
interesting.
comes back, reinvents the alphabet, and causes art and literature to be great for a long time. And the royal palace turned into such a dream world of art that they really didn't give a shit about running the country. So if you live outside the palace, how are you supposed to protect your shit from criminals?
Okay.
Hire a samurai. Everyone started.
Oh my God,
hiring
samurai. Finally we
Rich
got
and poor
samurai.
People hired samurai. Poor people who could not afford to hire samurai did not hire samurai. The samurai became organized and powerful, more powerful than the government. So they made their own military government. Here.
Yeah, imagine you give someone a sword and a horse. They're gonna become their own king.
They let the emperor still be emperor, but the shogun is actually in control. Breaking news, the Mongols have invaded China,
We've invaded China.
said the Mongols.
Please respect us, or else we might invade you as well.
Okay,
Mongol used to be
Japan.
very strong. They are the one of the country that actually invaded the biggest amount of area of country in the world. And okay,
so
they're
the
gonna
Mongols
fight
came over, ready for war,
Japan.
and died in a tornado. But they tried again, and had a nice time fighting with the Japanese, but then died in a tornado. Then the emperor overthrows
That's
the shogun.
an
Then the
easy
shogunate
win,
overthrows
okay.
him back and moves to Kyoto and makes a new shogunate. And the emperor can still dress like an emperor if he wants, that's fine. Now there's more art. Like painting with less colors, collaborative poetry, plays.
Oh wait, I used to do this before.
Like painting with less colors, collaborative
Collaborate poetry.
poetry, plays, monkey fun, tea parties, gardening, architecture, flowers. It's time for who's going to be the next shogun. Usually it's the shogun's kid, but the shogun doesn't have
Okay.
a kid, so he tries to get his brother to quit being a monk and be the next shogun. He says, okay,
Why does the shogun's picture is with color, but his brother's
but then the
picture
shogun
is
has a
not
kid.
color?
So now who's it going to be? Vote now on your phones.
Definitely it's gonna be the shogun's brother, because you already promised him. He's not gonna like, okay, I'm gonna live it and give it to your son, because you already told me
Everyone
that I'm
voted
gonna
so
be the
hard
shogun.
that the palace caught on fire and burned down. The shogun actually didn't care. He was off somewhere doing poetry. And the whole country broke into pieces.
Oh my
Everyone is
God.
fighting with each other for local power, and it's anybody's game. Knock knock, it's Europe. No, they're not here to take over. They just want to sell some shit, like clocks, and guns, and Jesus. So that's cool, but everyone's still fighting each other for control, now with guns. And
Oh my
wouldn't it
God.
be nice to control the
Now
capital,
we have guns.
which right now is puppets, with no one controlling them. This clan is ready to make a run for it, but first they have to trample this smaller
Imagawa.
clan, which is
Okay,
in the way.
Oda.
Surprise, the smaller clan wins, and the leader of that clan steals the idea of invading the capital and invades the capital.
Oh,
And it
I know
goes
this
very
guy,
well.
Oda.
He's about halfway through conquering Japan when someone
think
who
I saw
works
him
for him
in
kills
some
him,
of the
and then
anime
someone
before.
else who works for him kills them, and that guy finishes conquering Japan. And then he confiscated everybody's swords and made some rules. And now I'm going to invade Korea and then hopefully China, he said, and failed, and also died. But before he died, he told these 5 guys to take care of his 5-year-old son until he's old enough to be the next ruler of Japan.
Okay.
And the 5 guys said, yeah, right. It's not going to be this kid. It's going to be one of us, because we're grown-ups. And it's probably going to be this guy, who happens to be way more rich and powerful than the others.
Wait,
A lot of
wait,
people
wait.
support him, but a
I think
lot
I
of
saw
people support
something.
him
I
because he's
saw
more rich and powerful
something.
than the
Wait.
This guy, who happens to be way more rich and
It's that Donald Trump back in where? When was it? This video was created 9 years ago. And then we have Donald Trump shout out in a video from 9 years
than the
ago.
others. A lot of people support him, but a lot of people support not supporting him. They have a fight, and he wins and starts a new government right here. And he still lets the emperor dress like an emperor and have very nice things. But don't get confused. This is the new government, and they are very strict. So strict they close the country. No one can leave and no one can come in, except for the Dutch if they want to buy and sell shit, but they have to do it right here. Now that the entire country was not at war with itself, the population increased a lot. Business increased, schools were built, roads were built, everyone learned to read, books were published, there was poetry, plays, sexy times, puppet shows, and Dutch studies. People started to study European science from books they bought from the Dutch. We're talking geography, skeletons, physics, chemistry, astronomy, and maybe even electricity. Over time, the economic and
Oh.
cultural prosperity began to gradually slow down.
Wait, let me try to predict it. When does this video is gonna end? Is it gonna be end at a modern world, or like we have anime and cool shit, things like that, or it's gonna stop at somewhere? I don't know. I'm predicting
It's
the video is
United
gonna
States,
end
with huge boats,
where
with
he's gonna
guns,
introduce about anime.
gunboats. Open the country. Stop having it be closed, said the United States. There was really nothing they could do, so they signed a contract that lets the United States, Britain, and Russia visit Japan anytime they want. Choshu and Satsuma hated this. That sucks, they said. This sucks. And with almost very little outside help, they overthrew the shogunate and somehow made the emperor again and
Oh.
moved him to Edo, which they renamed Eastern Capital. They made a new government, which was a lot more Western. They made a new constitution that was pretty Western.
Wait.
And a military-
Oh my god, it's so fast the video. I didn't actually saw it. So we have emperor, and then we have a lot of different shit. I see prime minister over here, and they have army, and we have home minister, justice minister, urban ministry. I don't know what's that. What's electorate? I don't know.
that was
It's
pretty Western, and a military that was pretty Western. And do you know what else is Western? That's right, it's conquering stuff. So
Oh
what
my
can
God.
we conquer? Korea. They conquer Korea, taking it from its
Korea?
previous owner, China, and then go a little bit further. And Russia rushes in out of nowhere and says, "Stop! No, you can't take that."
I heard about Korea being that's a very sad history about Korea, because Japan used to invade Korea, and then Korea has nothing to fight back to him, and also China used to invade Korea as well, and Korea has nothing to do and cannot fight back to them. So Korea is back to back invaded by both of the
And Russia
countries.
builds their railroad, supervised by a shit ton of soldiers. And then when the railroad was done, they downgraded to a fuck ton. Did I say downgrade? I meant upgrade. And Japan says, "Can you maybe chill?" And Russia says, "How about maybe you chill?" Japan is kind of scared of Russia. You'll never guess who's also kind of scared of Russia. Great Britain. So Japan and Great Britain make an alliance together so they can be a little less scared of Russia.
Okay.
Feeling confident, Japan goes to war against Russia, just for a moment, and then they both get tired and stop. It's time for World War I. The world is about to have a war because it's the 1900s and weapons are getting
Oh my
crazy,
God,
and all
it's
these
the guy with
empires are
mustache.
excited to try them out on each other. Meanwhile, Japan has been enjoying conquering stuff and wants more. And the next thing on their list is this part of China and lots of tiny islands. All that stuff belongs to Germany, which just had war declared on it by Britain because Britain was friends with Belgium, which was being trespassed by Germany in order to get to France to kick
Okay.
France's ass because France is friends with Russia, who was getting
Okay.
ready to kick Austria's ass because
my God.
Austria was getting ready to kick Serbia's ass
Oh.
because someone from Serbia shot the leader of Austria's ass. Or actually shot him in the head. And Britain is currently friends with Japan, so you know what that means.
I don't know.
Japan should take the islands, which they
What
wanted to do
the
anyway. So they called Britain on the telly to sort of let them know.
You know what?
And
I
then they
swear to
did it.
God, like
And they
people
also
would
help Britain a little here and there with
make
some errands and stuff.
a lot of reasons
Now the
to
war is over,
wait.
and
I see
congratulations-
Singapore. That's where almost where I come from. Wait, I was talking about. I swear to God, nowadays people will actually invade any country by giving whatever reason they want. And I
Also
see
help
my
Britain a little
country.
here and there.
My country is over here.
With some
See
errands.
Singapore over here. It's on top of Singapore. This long potato here. This is Malaysia, and Singapore is like one of the small, tiny, pincy island like on the bottom of it. Like this is Malaysia, and this is Malaysia too, which is where I come from. Shout out to Malaysia. Woo!
Now the war is over, and congratulations, Japan. You technically fought in the war, which means you get to sit at the negotiating table with the big dudes, where they decided who owns what. And yes, Japan gets to keep all that shit they stole from Germany. You also get to join the post-war mega alliance, the League of Nations, whose mission statement is
League
to
of
try not to
Nations.
take over the world.
When are they gonna
Great
introduce
Depression is
the
bad, and
the
Japan's
little
economy
boy
is now crappy,
and the
military
fat
is
man?
doing just fine, and it invades Manchuria. And the League of Nations
Almost.
is like, no, don't do that. If you're in the League of Nations, you're not supposed to take over the world.
If you know, you
Japan
know.
said, how about I do anyway? And Japan invaded more and more and more and more of China, and was planning to invade the entire East.
You've got mail.
It's from Germany, the new leader of Germany. He has a cool mustache.
Oh,
and he's trying to take
it's
over the world and
from
needs
World War
friends. This
II.
also got
My bad.
forwarded to Italy. They all decided to be friends because they had so much in common. It's time for World War II. Germany is invading the neighbors. Then they invade the neighbors' neighbors. Then the neighbors' neighbors' neighbors, who happened to be Britain, said, holy shit. And the United States started helping Britain because they are good friends, and started not
Okay.
helping Japan because they're friends and our friends are not friends. Plus they're planning on invading the entire ocean. The United States is also working on a large, very huge bomb, bigger than any other bomb, ever, just in case. But they still haven't joined the war. War looks bad on TV, and the United States is really starting to care about their image. But then Japan spits on them in Hawaii and challenges them to war. And they say yes. And then Germany, as a symbol of friendship, declares war on the United States also. So the United States goes to war in Europe, and they help the gang chase Germany back into Germany. And they also start chasing Japan back into Japan. And
Okay.
they haven't used the bomb yet, and are curious to see if it works. So they drop it on Japan.
Oh my God.
They actually dropped two.
Hiroshima and Nagasaki. I know. I know that history. I learned that from my history lesson too. I think two of the bomb. One of it is called Little Boy, and the other one is called Fat Man.
The United States installed a new government, inspired by the United States government, with just the right ingredients for a post-war economic miracle. And Japan starts making TVs, VCRs, automobiles, and camcorders as fast as they can, and also
Okay.
better than everybody else. They get rich, and the economy goes wild, and then the miracle wears off. But everything's still pretty cool, I guess.
Yes, they talk about anime. Finally, they talk about. I saw Dragon Ball. Shout out to Dragon Ball. Woo! That's about it. Subscribe. Bye.